Hello everybody. Today we're going to be recreating these gradient stripe nails, only I'm going to be doing them in pink. Now I've got my nail tips prepped and they are pre-etched underneath. I etch them underneath and take the shine off the top. And I'm going to be using a hodgepodge of different polishes. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's the only way I could get the colors that I needed. So we're starting off with a couple of Makartts. The first one I believe was 10204. That one was 10207. Next will be an OPI gel polish. These are all gel polishes. This one is called Mod About You. It's a really pretty color pink. I do use this one a lot on different projects. Now I'm putting all of these on the palette for filming purposes so I can do the one nail at a time. Normally I just put one at a time unless I'm going back and forth. Then we have Beetles 850. That one was part of the last mermaid collection that I had bought. Now we're back to Makartt, and I believe this is 10211. And then I'm going to go with this gel polish, and it is 3026. Now once I get these on there, what I've done is I have marked the halfway point down each tip where I'm going to start, because I'm going to start in the middle with my stripes. You could barely see a pencil line on there where I've marked it, like the halfway mark on there. I like to start with the middle and work my way up and then go back down to the rest, because if I start at the top, I just know by the time I get near the bottom, I'm going to end up with either a really fat stripe at the bottom or a really skinny one, because my, I'll be off on my judgment of where to put the stuff. Now here I picked up the wrong color with this, which I did not even notice until I was editing this video, because those two colors are fairly similar. It won't matter in the long run, but we're going to start painting our stripes. We kind of just have to eyeball that top section into three parts and decide, divide it into thirds. Now you don't have to be super picky about your stripe lines being perfect right here, because at the end or in the process we're going to be putting striping tape in between each color, and that'll take care of any little issues where maybe it's not perfectly straight. Now I probably spent a little more time making these straight than I needed to, but well, can't help it. I'm a perfectionist and that's the way it goes. We'll be doing 2 coats of each color. Now, like I said, for filming purposes, I'm going to go with just this one nail and show you how it goes. And I have sped this up to double time, so hopefully that'll help out. Now I'm putting the second coat on. It's been cured for a minute. Second coat's going to go on, and we will speed through the rest of these, hopefully. This particular set I made as a birthday gift for somebody, and I'm happy to say they really loved them. So I decided then after that I'm going to go ahead and put them on my website. So you would be able to get these if you are so inclined, and I will leave my website link in the description. Now we're moving on to the second color, and you'll just divide that remaining top section in half. And on we go. I probably could have used a bigger brush for this and then just straighten the edges out with the detail brush, but I didn't, so it just ended up taking longer. Now, as you'll see later on, I am going to run into a few problems, and which kind of worked out good, because then I can show you how I deal with those, which may or may not be the correct way to do it, but it's the way I do it, and it works for me, so I just keep on with that. When we get to that point, I will let you know what's happening, but anyway, in the meantime, hope y'all are doing good out there, staying healthy. I was going to try to start going to some street fairs and seeing if I could sell any nails that way, but now with COVID going on the rise again, that's out. And now we're moving into this bottom section. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of eyeball a third of the area for the next stripe. And then we're just going to carry on. We're actually, I think I said before, I live in SoCal, so it's been extremely hot here. Normally it's like close to 100 degrees in here in my nail room, but the last couple days it's only been in the 80s, so it's actually been rather nice. We haven't even had to turn the air on, which is a first for the summer. But I'm going to carry on with these. Now, I know, like I said earlier, when you're doing a project, you're supposed to use all the same brand of polish. I did not have that luxury for this because I didn't have all the colors that I wanted to use in one brand. If there's anybody out there with polishes or other products that they'd be wanting me to try out or feature in my videos, I'd be more than happy to do that. I will give an honest opinion though, so you can hit me up. I can't afford on my own to buy like a full set of one brand of polish, so that's why you're going to see me probably using different ones in the sets. I try to use all the same ones, but it doesn't always work out for what I need to be doing. Okay, we're on the very last one, and don't forget at the end of this last color, make sure you paint the end of the tip to cap it off. I didn't show that part for some reason, but there we go. That's what they look like. Now I went along and finished the rest of them where I did all of one stripe on the rest of the stripe ones. Then I went back with the next color, did all that color on all of them, and then because you could cure them all at once that way, and saves wear and tear on your lamp. Okay, now there's a couple of nails in the set that are just going to be plain. So I'm going back in with the Mod About You, and I'm going to do, actually on this one I did 3 coats because this color is a little bit sheer and I wanted it to be filled in more solidly. So there's going to be 2 nails in the set of this color, and there will be, the other 2 will be the Beetles pink. They're 850. And on this one I do only do 2 coats because this one has a lot better coverage, I thought. And I've cured all of these in between everything for a minute. I know the Beetles, I believe the Beetles cures in 30 seconds, but I always cure my stuff at least a minute unless I'm just flash curing, just to be on the safe side, because we do not want any of those wrinkles. Actually, I had to go back and redo these solid color nails because when I was doing the set, I got carried away and I did stripe on all of them, and I didn't want it that way. So now I've got a few of those extra ones that are striped. And I'm going to check underneath and see if make sure there's no sloppage going over under with the polish, which I've just now cleaned off with a cleanup brush and some alcohol. And I'm going to cure those for a minute. Okay, they have had their second coat and their third coat on that one color. Now we're going to go ahead and start with the striping tape. This is a glittery pink striping tape, and you want to, it can be kind of a pain to work with, which is why I suddenly am not wearing gloves like I was before. I didn't want to hassle with the gloves and the tape together. Unfortunately, I've had to start wearing the gloves because I'm allergic to something in the gel products, and I'm starting to get breakouts and severely itchy bumps, which I do not like. I also do not like wearing the gloves because my hands get super sweaty, and every time I lift my hand up, I got sweat running down my arms, dripping off my elbows. It's crazy, and I hate it. Anyway, back to the tape. You don't need to be real sparing with your tape because tape is cheap. I think I bought, and there I just broke it on that side, but luckily it was past the edge. It's also very delicate. If you pull on it too hard, it will break. But like I started to say, the tape is cheap. I think I got like 12 colors in a pack for like $1 something off of AliExpress. So you can get it. You don't have to worry about skimping with it. And I've had them for ages too, and I barely even made a dent in using them. So they last a long time. It goes a long way. Now, one thing that you want to be leery of when you're doing striping tape on nails is you've got to make sure the edges are stuck down really well. Otherwise, they'll start to peel, they'll start to come up, and then the next thing you know, they'll be peeling off, and that's no good. So you'll see after I get this all on here, I'll show you what I do to deal with the edges if they don't want to stay down, and I had a lot of issues with these. This set, when I was working on these, I got all the tape on them, and then I had to quit for the day. So when I came back the next day, all my little tape and edges were sticking up. So I will show you what I did to deal with that problem. And this is where it goes off the rails a little bit. My tacky stuff that I glue tack is gotten old too, and it was just not wanting to stay stuck down on there. It kept coming off. I had to keep re-sticking it back down on. This is where things started going wrong, and I started having issues with everything. But once you get it back on there, I've since put new glue tack on my stand, so back in business. Okay, I'm going to use my nippers now, and I'm going to cut the tape off just shy of the edge so there's nothing hanging over the edge. You want to get all those little guys off of there. You want to be careful too with your nippers that you don't, like, the nippers have a slight curve to them, and if you're not careful, you'll cut into the edge of the polish, as I've done that before. Or you can just use nail scissors, either one. I find the nippers to be easier and faster. My nail scissors are old and they're not all that sharp anymore, so they don't always want to cut properly. And it's about to come off the stand again. And there it goes. Okay. Okay, and there we have it. Put the tape on. Now I'm pressing these down, but they're not going to stay. It's really important that your edges are stuck down good, because when you they need to be down good before you put top coat on, because if you top coat and they're sticking up a little bit and the top coat gets underneath there, you're never going to get them to stick it after that. You're going to just have to take it off, clean everything off, and start over. Okay, now here's the next day. See how the edges are poking up on there? Pretty much all of them were doing that at that point. So this is what I did for that problem. I just got some nail glue, and I put the teeny tiniest little dot right on the edge of the nail where they're popping up at. Just the tiniest little dot. You don't want it to be, you don't want to make a big bump there. And then I'm just going to stick those right down into the glue. That one did not want to stay down. I think what happened too is I was starting to get a little glue built up on the end of my thumbnail, so it wasn't wanting to do it very good. Here we go. Okay, all stuck down. That's the first problem solved. There they are, all ready to be top coated. Now here's where the second problem is going to start. With some of the colors of striping tape, the color will bleed off of the tape onto your nail. Now I started on matte top coating these with Beetles Matte Top Coat. I got this one done, no problems. And when I get onto the next nail with the tape on it, you're going to see where it's going to start to bleed off onto the nail itself. The color of the tape is going to start to come off. So what I ended up having to do, there, now see how you're starting to see color coming off of there onto the nail? That's no good. What I had to do is I took all the tape off there, cleaned that nail off, re-taped it, and now we're back at the point where I'm going to show you how I'm going to solve this problem. Now, if anybody knows of a better way to deal with this, let me know in the comments, because I've had this issue before. And it doesn't do it with all the colors of striping tape, but there's certain ones, like this one. I know the dark blue did it a little bit. And I think it's the darker colors that has the issue, because I've never had this problem with the silver or gold or just the lighter ones. Now I'm just taking some gel top coat, glossy top coat, and I'm just going to use my detailer brush, and I'm just going to paint a line of it across the top of the tape on each stripe. And then I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. And that is going to seal that in there so that when I do the top coat, it won't bleed anymore. I wish there was an easier way to do this, but it didn't take all that long to do. But it's just one more step you got to do, or that I had to do to solve my problem with these. So once again, you can see that everything does not always go smoothly. I seem to run into issues with every set that I do of some sort. But you just gotta power through and have some patience. Okay, there we go. Now it's been cured. Now I'm back to the matte top coat. Now we're ready to finish the top coat on these. Okay, you know, I don't have any bleeding problems. There may have been a few hairs in there I had to pick out, but it's not bleeding now. me get the top coat all on. And we'll cure that for a minute. And they're all matte top coated now. Now the final step, we're going to take the glossy top coat again and the detailer brush, and I'm now going to go over all those stripes of tape again because I wanted that, since it's glittery tape, I wanted them to be shiny on just the tape part. So I'm going to go back and go over all those stripes one more time so they're shiny. And we're in the home stretch, almost done. I was thinking of doing the same set in purple, but I don't know if I have the right kind of colors of purple to, enough of them, because I need six shades. Although I guess I could take one shade and just use white and gradient the colors down myself. But I'm kind of lazy like that, so I don't know, we'll see. Maybe some point I'll do it. Okay, I'm going to cure that. Now I'm going to give it the final cure for 90 seconds just because I like to make sure everything's thoroughly cured. And there they are done, the whole set. And that is how they look. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you very much.